The future of fashion has been there all along. We're just catching on. Custom fit, custom fitting on clothing, brands with a custom fit element, couture, always been there, custom one of a kind, always been there, alterations, always been there, but companies that focus on fit and brands that have a custom fit element to it, that's the future. There's always going to be an element of fast fashion. Hate to say it that way, but there's always going to be somewhere that you can get something immediately, whether it's your Target or your Walmart or those type of stores. I think they're always going to have available fashion that circulates for us. Not sure that's going away anytime soon. But companies and designers and brands that are starting up now, besides the whole conserving and environmental issues of waste and all of that, that's been addressed and that's continuingly to be addressed. But the whole element of being able to fit you perfectly without having to go to an alterationist afterwards, or a brand that encompasses more bodies than not, and not so specific. Back in the 2000s and the 90s and the 80s, there were very specific brands that had garments that were, if you were contemporary, it was contemporary. That brand was just doing that one type of person or that one type of client that was, in their 17 to 25 year range, and bridge or better, and there were categories that were in the industry. Those categories are disappearing, guys. There are only just a few categories left. Even in department stores that are fastly dissipating in front of our eyes, online is so important. But there's going to be, and there is, and it has been going on, kind of percolating for a while now, that I think you're noticing, but no one's really addressing it. And that is brands that are very specific about making some tweaks or some changes to their garments and offering them to the public on a platform, whatever the platform might be, whether it's online or through some kind of other platform, in order for you as a customer to be able to get a close enough fit as it was or still is for men in suiting. So I'm not just talking about suiting, and I don't want to specifically talk about suiting. I'm talking about the industry in general, how the industry is changing. We know we're very close. It's not perfect yet. It's not happening yet, where they can do 3D models of you and they can size you up in your clothes to make a perfect pattern for you and to do a perfect alteration or fit, or even a design that might be good for your body type. No longer are the days where I was working as a couture designer, starting out, where I put tracing paper over an individual photo and sketched it out for proportion to try to analyze the body and figure out what garment or what shape or what style would look good on that individual person. It's becoming very technical. It's becoming very AI, so to speak. But even before that happens, companies are being very mindful about fit. And this is not a new thing, guys. This has been going on way too long. I would not be a fit expert 40 years in the industry if we weren't concerned about fit. So fit has always been a concern for companies, but we're going a different level. We're going a step above. We're finding resources, we're finding factories, we're finding ways to actually make things on a larger scale, one by one, for individuals at a speed that is comfortable for the actual customer. How is this happening? Well, I can't get into the ins and outs on this video, but I just kind of want to discuss this and talk about why it's so important. Of all the things that people come to me for, and I have patterns and I have teachings and I show you how to make things, it's about fit. If you go to Instagram or you go to any of those other platforms and you see what is the biggest pain point for people, it's fit. It's still fit. Can we get there? Can we get there with a woman's body, with all the nuances of a woman's body? It's going to be tough. It's not going to be perfect, but I think we will get there one day. It's going to be a whole different ball game. I would say 10 years from now plus. But this has been percolating. This has been happening. And how do we achieve it? No matter what you're doing, whether you're just making clothing for yourself, when you get that sewing pattern of that very generic Gerber style jotted pattern flat that you try to make fit your body and you tweak it, you start to learn how to make little tweaks for yourself, right? Because you know that the simplicity pattern basically never fits your bust because you're very full. Or you know the simplicity pattern is ridiculously small in the waist, you're always going to have to add there. Those are just the normal ins and outs of sewing and making garments for yourself and maybe others with some tweaking and some changes for your customers. But what I'm talking about is mindfully designing certain pieces that may not exist or not to the level that you're designing them, and making it possible to have some adjustments made for that customer so that they can learn that when they buy from you, they're going to get something as close as possible to a perfect fit. No such thing as perfect unless you're doing a custom with 1 to 3 different try-ons and fitting sessions, but I will tell you, we're getting closer and closer. How does this work out? Let's talk about it further. The future of fashion, oh, seriously?